Hey, I'm Lex.
And I'm Gibby, and welcome to another episode of Porch Swing People.
Each episode, we bring on a guest to talk with them about whatever they want to share with us. Stories from their past, what's going on in their current life, or their dreams or goals for the future.
Lex, I do not know anything about our guest today.
Yeah, do you know what her name is?
I do know because I see it. We have a little list of who's going to be on our podcast.
The Skedge, right?
The Skedge. And it's going to be Theresa.
Yes, so Theresa is a longtime friend of mine who I met like last month. Last month? Or the month before. So I met her this summer.
Well, let's bring this 2-month lifelong friend. Let's bring her on.
Let's bring her on. Theresa!
Good morning, Theresa.
Good morning. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How about you guys?
We're doing great. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Yes, I'm glad that this has worked out. Theresa, maybe this will come up later, Gibby, but Theresa, but I invited a bunch of people to guest on my podcast, and I didn't know if anyone would take that opportunity, but at the last day of our training that I was at with Theresa, she's like, I think I'm going to do it. And I was like, sweet. Yeah.
So I now know where the link is.
Yeah. So I met Theresa at a training like 2 months ago? 3 months? 1 month ago? I have no idea at this point. It seems so long ago.
So you guys are pretty much strangers too.
Yeah.
I love that. That's what we were hoping to end up doing.
But Theresa and I did share lunch 2 times, so we got to get to know each other a little bit for like 30 minutes. It was nice.
2 times. That's a half a lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
Have you been on a podcast before?
I have. Yeah. It's been a while, but yes, I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Okay.
Now we got to figure out where the bar is here.
Yeah. Will we measure up? We'll find out. Why don't we start by, can you tell us a little about yourself?
I am a wife. I have 3 little ones. So I'm a mama of 3. I've got a 7-year-old and 3.5-year-old twins. So I am running around a lot. High stress. I'm also, I own a self-defense business, which really kind of consumes my day-to-day. And then, I just kind of a chill, kind of relaxed person. I like working out. I like being around my family. I like teaching self-defense and watching movies.
I love that.
What is your favorite way of exercising?
So Alexis and I actually met at a MOSA group power training class because we were training to become instructors. And I honestly didn't know much about it. I had seen a video and I was just doing it because of the place where I'm at currently teaching. But I love it. Love it. I'm obsessed with it now. It's really one of my favorite ways to work out is doing this power or group power program, which is like strength training set to music, but not like Zumba. It's not dance.
Explain it a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He hasn't come yet. I keep trying to get him to come to my class, but he lives out of state. So
it.
I know he needs to come up.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's strength training. So you have a bar that is full of weight, and you're doing exercises for your entire body set to music. So like it's like a choreographed dance essentially, but it's not a dance. You don't have to have rhythm or anything like that, but it's a lot of fun and it's perfect for everyone. So you get to choose how much weight you have on there. So if you want no weight, if you want all the weight, it's completely customizable to you, but it's a great workout. I personally love training the legs track. I love the song. I love everything about the legs track, but this particular release, the shoulders one, is so fun to me because you're doing your delt work. There's one that you go back into like a V, and the way that the music hits, I feel like you're flying. Like the way that
it does with the way the beat hits.
Flying, yeah. And so I'm like, it's just totally nerding out on the music, but I love
awesome.
Music is so fun.
I'm
is
excited to do this with you guys.
Yeah.
You should. It's great. I hope you do.
So let me, we're a little bit off track, or at least on this, I guess on the same thing. Have you always been, in the weight room, or were you a gym rat in high school?
I wasn't. I never worked out a day in my life until think I was about 22-ish. I got into physical therapy. I was going to school to be a physical therapist. So I was a physical therapy technician. And part of the job is understanding how the body works and exercising properly. So I got into it that way, but I wasn't really serious into it until I had my first child. And well, children just kind of wreck your body.
It make you want to repair your body in a smart way.
Exactly.
Teresa, when you started getting into fitness after having your first child, did you kind of go at that alone, or did you have any programs that supported you?
I went at it alone at first. I was just following things that I found on YouTube and MySpace at the time. MySpace. But no, yeah.
I don't know what that is. So
you don't know what MySpace is?
No, I don't.
The original
Sorry.
social media?
Yeah.
Pre Facebook?
I don't know.
It's all right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
I'm that 60-year-old that's going to be at the top of your class there, the top end of your age group.
Yeah, I started going alone, and then I hurt my ankle. And so I it's super weird. It's funny. I was doing a lot of running at the time, and I'm probably the only person you'll ever meet who's broken their foot and had to have major surgery on their ankle by running on the treadmill. I didn't do anything. I just was running on the treadmill. Didn't fall, didn't do anything.
Gosh, you didn't actually have any sort of trauma?
No.
Wow, and you had to have surgery? Oh my gosh, that was probably devastating, especially since you were, making effort to be active and then have to go through that.
It was pretty comical. I'm not gonna lie.
It's cool that you can look at it that way.
Yeah. And now you probably feel stronger than ever.
Yeah. It was at that point that I'm like, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong, and I should probably enlist a trainer, someone who has more experience. So
Smart. Theresa, can you tell us a little bit about what you enjoy reading about? Maybe something that you finished reading recently or something that you're currently reading?
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm currently reading a book by Chris Voss. It's called Never Split the Difference. And I'm about halfway done, and this book has blown me away. So
Really?
At first it's a book about kind of like negotiations. It works flawlessly in so many different aspects of life. So he shares strategies about, high stakes business deals. But it also works for talking to your kids.
I could see that.
Yeah, I was like,
Lex is going to get it for talking to her dad.
yeah.
I
I
am.
was just going to say, I'm like, it works great for
Interpersonal conflicts.
yeah, spouses.
So it's a communication book.
Yeah, it's all about communication, about active listening, building connections in ways that create solutions. So I'm just, like I said, I'm blown away by this book because one of the biggest takeaways from it is that it's really kind of helped shift the way that I see the word no. And as being an entrepreneur, no is probably one of the scariest words you can hear.
Because it's rejection?
Yeah, exactly. It's rejection, it's failure. But this book kind of reframes it. So no is actually the beginning of a conversation. You actually want to hear a no, because when you hear no, it completely changes how you can set up the conversation. Kind of shows you where someone's boundaries are, and it allows you to really lean in and listen into what they're saying. And the cool thing about it is I started reading this book, and I'm actually in the process of negotiating a big contract right now. That's probably going to take me traveling around the globe. They turned me down 3 times. They said no to me 3 times.
Wow.
Because of this book, I was able to utilize this skills, and now we're potentially working out a life-changing deal.
A little perseverance is going to
high
go a
five.
long way.
Right?
That's
High five.
amazing.
So cool.
Fist
So cool.
bump.
I am blown away. I haven't even read any of it, and I'm blown away. This is incredible. So it's taking no and not having that be the end of it. It's turning it into an opportunity.
Yeah, you're hearing somebody say no, and you're asking those questions of why,
Why?
but not in an annoying way. You're not like, why are you saying no?
In a curious way.
Yeah. It's such a
Wow.
good book. Oh, I love it.
That's exciting. I think I can speak for Gibby and myself when I say that okay, where do we even start? You're amazing. You
Thanks.
have this, you're finding this need, you're helping wide groups of people fill the need. I mean, what a difference that you're making.
Thank you so much.
We're going to switch gears a little bit. Could you tell us something that you are grateful for in this day and
Aw,
age?
yes. I am super grateful, obviously, for my family. We just said it about my husband helping me, but he has
Mm-hmm.
been my biggest supporter through all of my life. We've known each other since we were really young and have been together since we were really young. And he has supported me through school, through my bachelor's, through my master's, now through this crazy business journey. He's just always been in my corner, pushing me to do whatever I want to do. And honestly, this just how I see life and how I go through life, it wouldn't be possible without him. So he's my biggest cheerleader. He's always encouraging me to chase after my dreams. And, anytime he sees a passion spark in me, he's just right there to kind of fan it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I
Shout out
know.
to Teresa's
Big
husband.
shout out. He's amazing. He's amazing. And we have, like I said, we have 3 beautiful kids. They're wild, but I love them. They just help me kind of see what really matters in life, slowing things down. Just like, oh my gosh, we were in the store just the other day and my 3.5-year-old girl twin, we went to the store and just there's flowers in the beginning and she literally stopped us in our track. It was me and the 3 kids and we had to sniff every single flower.
There you go.
And I was laughing because it was so literally the stop and smell the roses.
Uh-huh.
Like we get so wrapped up in all of our life, all of our goals, businesses, what's next on the calendar, especially with school starting up here soon. And they're just a constant reminder in my life to just slow down, enjoy the little things, take advantage of all the beauty that's around us and just live life and enjoy it. So I'm super grateful for my family and coffee. Super grateful for
And
coffee.
Coffee.
Shout out to coffee.
Oh, you know what? If someone asked me what I was grateful for, I'd probably have the exact same answer. My family and my
And
coffee.
coffee. Hey, there's always
Coffee.
on another tangent, but there's always, the 5 foods or the 5 things that you're consuming that are bad for you. I got to read one the other day, and it said coffee was in the top 5, which yay.
Top of the
However,
good things? Top
of
5
the
good.
good things,
Oh.
it did have a caveat, and the caveat is I'm still in that zone. Is it's supposed to only be black coffee, but I'm not gonna, don't nobody out there being haters.
I am totally fine with my coffee not being black coffee.
Take the win wherever you get it.
Yes.
What you need is what you need. And what I need is a mocha.
Oh, yum. For real. Yum.
Teresa, when was a time you surprised yourself with your own strength or resilience?
We've already talked a little bit about the self-defense business, but I think that's probably one of my biggest times that I've surprised myself. So I don't have any background. Never been law enforcement, military, no martial arts background. Literally, I do this just purely out of passion because I feel everybody deserves to be safe. I feel everybody deserves to be empowered. And it's a great feeling to have. But one of the biggest moments in that surprised me was I think I've been training for 3 or 4 months at the time. And I taught a group of law enforcement, which to me, I was like, I have no business
Did you have
teaching
like major
guys.
imposter syndrome? Yeah.
Huge. One of them was like SWAT for 30 years. There was a border patrol agent. There was a guy who was like a career Marine in this room. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And they were testing me out to do a program for their church. And that was the only reason why they were there. But I taught them my class and they left. Like the guy who was there or who did SWAT for 30 years left my class and said he felt more empowered and learned some new tools to put in his
Wow.
toolbox.
Wait a minute. That's
You're
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever. Like that was one of those moments that surprised me and just really made me feel like, okay, what I'm doing is not just one
Legit.
good for my community, but
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I do have some knowledge here. I'm like, and it was
Totally.
it was one of the cool things where it's like, okay, what I'm teaching is not just some fluff that, I may have, believed, but it's not actually going to work. And it was at that moment that I'm like, oh, okay, this is real. This is legit. And what I'm believing is showing to other people that it's real. And I think that was the biggest surprise for me because, you know, that imposter syndrome is huge, especially when you're
Killer.
just starting off. And, for me, not having any background in this, but to be able to influence people who have devoted their life
Yeah.
to being able to protect and serve. And it was just so cool. It was so cool that I was able to do
That is
that.
so
Yeah.
validating.
Have monster courage to go in front of a group like that. I kind of have a similar story. Like I said, I was in the Navy and we were a bunch of swimmers. And they brought in a collegiate swimmer to teach us how to swim at this one particular
Like a
command.
college athlete, is that what you're saying?
Well, yes. And I think he was fixing to go to the Olympics. But anyhow, this guy shows up at our big pool and
Wait, let me guess. You guys were all like, "What is this guy gonna have to
oh
teach
my
us?"
gosh, we drug our feet. We were told you will go, you will play along, and just do what he says, and then get out of the water. And so you got all these frogmen, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, okay. And the guy went in, and he did a perfect job. He goes, look it, I am not, I am not going to tell you that I'm an expert of how you can do your jobs better. What I can do though, and I can promise you, if you guys give me a chance, in the next 20 minutes, I will improve your swim faster, and I will also lower your heart rate when you go down and back and it was pretty significant. I think he said maybe 10 beats or whatever it was.
Wow,
And I'm like,
that's a
okay,
lofty
that's,
promise.
yeah, it was a
Yeah, in
lofty
20
promise.
minutes.
And
Like,
and
dang.
so I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, well, we'll give him a chance. And some of them, the guys, I'm sure were like, we're gonna bust this guy up. And but we did exactly what he said.
Do you remember
And
what it was he said?
oh yeah, well, it was all about technique,
Yeah.
and we only really swim side stroke because we're really talking about long endurance and trying to get somewhere. If you're ever on the water that long, we're kind of screwed anyhow.
Especially with your gear,
Yeah,
is that
with your
is
gear and
better with your
everything.
gear.
But we were doing the crawl, and I had nobody had taught me how to do the crawl properly, and we just swing as fast as we can and use as much energy, thinking, hey, we're gonna get down there and back really quick, and we did that, and then he goes, now I'm gonna show you guys how I do it, and he timed ours, and he timed his, and he had us all, the heartbeat, and that was our first. And he came back and he smoked all of us. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's a swimmer. I mean, look, he's 6'5" and super thin. And then after 20 minutes of showing that, hey, in the front quadrant, your hands, there's always got to be one hand in the front quadrant, and they should be touching and pulling. And he was exactly right. I could not have been more impressed. So I'm glad that these guys went in listening to you with an open mind, and then found themselves walking away going, wow, she knew what she was talking about.
I think that it is a testament to both Theresa and her participants
Yeah.
that Theresa went in and had the courage to see herself as a legitimate instructor in this atmosphere, and that her participants, with varied levels of training and experience, came in with an open mind to hear her out and maybe learn something and take something away. And they did. What an
Yeah.
amazing experience.
Yeah. I think I also suffer from lack of fear, which is a great thing and a
That
bad
is a
thing at
good
the
thing
same time. Like,
sometimes.
exactly. I was like, I'm not
You ever
scared
crash
of
and burn
anything.
because you're like, not enough
Yeah.
fear in that
Lack
situation.
of fear. No,
Lack
I
of,
tell you what, I would love that. I would love to
I'm
have
like,
some of that.
it's quite nice. I mean, I'm terrified of little things. Like, you give me a bee and I will run faster than a track star. But as far as like putting myself out there, like, I kind of have no fear, and I'm just like, well, let's just go for it and see what happens. And it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I would
It's always
say.
like, failure to me is just a lesson.
What? How do you even come up with a mindset like that?
Someone said to me one time, failure is first attempt in learning. First attempt in learning.
Wow.
And so ever since then, I was just like, yeah, okay. If I fail, it's a lesson learned.
The no fear thing. Even not knowing you that well, I can totally see that, because you show up to a group power training with almost no knowledge on group power, and then you were one of the first people to jump up in front of everybody and do your track during our teaching part of the training and totally rocked it. Theresa and I taught the same one. We went first in front of everybody, in front of our group.
Yeah.
And I have the wonderful advantage of having group power experience. So I already knew it. So I just had to learn how to teach it and cue it and things like that. And Therese had to learn everything from scratch and then jump in to the deep end with overnight practice. And I was like, Theresa, this is our moment to like set the tone for everybody. Like we can hype everyone up right now. And I mean, I was facing away from you, but I just know that you totally rocked it.
That was so fun.
So much fun. Do you know, I told everybody about our collaborative high five. Gibby, I told you about that, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
So
we were the only two that were like, yeah, let's kind of partner up on this.
yeah, because we're cheering for our team, you're cheering for your team, which is great that we had that. But it was midday, and I was like, Theresa, I'm feeling low energy right now. We just had lunch. We only have a couple hours left of the training, but we have to teach it again, and we need to hype everyone back up. What about a collab? And she's like, what do you have in mind? And I was like, before we start, we picked a moment where we'd turn around and give each other a high five, and we practiced it. It worked out perfectly, and I think it worked on hyping everyone back up. It is a show. I think that that is a big part of it, is the putting on an act and kind of making things fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Theresa, which show or live performance did you see that left a big impression on you?
So I would love to say that it was some big Broadway show or big performance, but it was actually my daughter. She dances ballet. She's
Wow.
7. Yeah, she's been doing ballet since she was 3 and absolutely is just a diehard dancer at heart, loves it. Her shows have always been my favorite. They're the shows that leave the biggest impression on me. And the reason for that is because it's so fun to watch her. She has no fear getting on that stage. She's so courageous, and I just know how hard it can be to perform in front of, and I mean, she's getting on a stage in front of hundreds of people, and they're loud, and it's, not this little show with like, yeah, exactly. And she gets up there like a little professional and just sticks to the dance, does what she's supposed to do. She's up there having fun. She's got a smile on her face, just so courageous and in her element. She is in her zone and just fearless up on that stage, is so courageous. And I can only just imagine how challenging. I mean, I see her get up on stage and I'm sure my heart is beating faster and harder than she is.
You're holding your breath watching. Yeah.
And she does so amazing. And it's just, she has no fear on that stage when it comes
So
to
it's
her
like
dance.
like mother, like daughter.
Kind of, yeah.
Fearless. You've used that word several times so far. Fearless. I love that.
That's a cool word. I don't know what it does to you as a parent. And you're like, I just want the best for you at all times.
Right. Exactly. You just appreciate it and the
And the
courage it takes to
courage,
get
yes.
up there. So I'm like, it really was quite memorable to watch her up there dancing on the stage. And
Oh, totally.
I look
And
forward to
only
it.
more memories to come. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Theresa, with your children, have you started relaying some of the self-defense techniques?
The 3.5-year-olds, I don't really teach them much because they're still pretty young and they don't get it yet. My 7-year-old, she does classes with me. So I actually do an after school empowerment program called Power Up Girls. And it's just for
Cool.
girls, and it's just teaching them, self-defense and confidence and, peer pressure and just everything you want your daughters to have so that when they go into middle school and high school, they're not hopefully succuming to some of those challenges that, I did in, middle school and high school.
Middle school is
So I
so
really
hard.
want to, I want to build
Front load
stronger,
that. Yeah.
stronger girls. Yeah. So my daughter does that. We do a lot of self-defense, abduction training, like how to ward off an abduction attempt, things like that. But she is actually part of the reason why I even got started in self-defense, is because of exactly what you said. She was getting bullied physically at school in kindergarten, and as a child of the 80s, I just told her, I was like, well, just punch him.
Pop.
And I was like, maybe there needs to be some more restrictions on that nowadays. You can't just go poking people in the eyes. I got to explain to you when you can do that.
Yep.
And so that was part of the reason why I even got started in self-defense, was because I wanted to not only teach myself, but to teach my children how to defend themselves. And at the time, there was nothing here. unless I wanted to do martial arts. And as a mom of twins, I ain't got no time for that. So,
Oh my gosh. So, Theresa, you've only been doing the self-defense stuff for a couple of years.
yeah, yeah, just a couple
Wow.
years.
And look where you are.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's huge.
Teresa,
Huge.
ask Lex my guidance when it came to
Okay.
self-defense.
Well, so Gibby is a former Navy SEAL. So he always told me punch through, punch to the ground, and run away. Right?
Get up and run. There's no
Yes.
reason to stick around and get caught.
Thank you. I
Well,
teach them
there's
to
other
run to get out of there.
run to
But
get out of there. But
caught too.
yeah. Yep, punch through, punch a lot, punch to the ground, get up and run, and be careful because somebody else might be coming at a different direction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lex was like, Dad, it sounds like you want me to get into a fight. I'm like, I hope you never find yourself in some type of physical altercation.
That's what I teach in my classes. We have a motto in all of my classes. It's avoid what you can, escape what you can't avoid, fight only when necessary. Because when you
That's
think about
good.
self-defense, you think about the fighting part of
Yeah.
it. You don't have to fight. If you can get away, it's an automatic win.
That is
Yes.
self-defense.
Like,
Yeah.
just
For
wanna
everybody,
win. Yeah.
just get
Yeah.
away.
Get
I
away.
love that motto. Good for you, Teresa. I mean, I know I don't have daughters, but I have sons. And I mean, just becoming a parent, suddenly you're like, the world is scary.
Yes. Yes.
And you're doing something that is so tangible and so impactful for your daughter and for so many people's daughters with the after school program and so many people in a variety of workplaces around the world. I mean,
Around the world.
how? That's crazy.
Right?
Can you tell us something that your past self would be proud about you, about your current self?
So my past self, I think, would be really proud of my current self because last October, I got laid off from my corporate job that I had for 10 and a half years. Now, this was literally like my first big kid job. I kind of felt like a lifer there. I wanted to retire with this company. It was the job that I saw myself doing for pretty much the rest of my life. And I was pretty naive about how corporate life worked, how that whole, you could be doing a great job, you could be, the top of your program. And if, the CEO just needs to cut funds,
Cut numbers. Yeah.
sorry, that could be you. And unfortunately, that's where I was at. I was, they were having a bad year and some things needed to be cut, and I was one of them. So it was quite a shock. It was like the rug kind of getting pulled out from underneath me. I lost my not just my job, it was like my safety net, it was my identity, it was my stability. And as I finished my phone call with my boss in HR, I hung up that phone and I started to get weepy eyed, and I immediately just shut it down. I was like, you know what? I can take this moment as an opportunity, or I can sit here and cry about it. And crying about it's not going to get me anywhere. So I didn't shed a single tear, but in that moment, I made a choice. I'm like, you know what? I really have this passion for self-defense. And I was doing it kind of on the side as, just really kind of just a passion project. And I was like, well, I'm just going to run full bore with it. What's the worst that happens? Again, that whole failure thing. Another shout out to my husband, because he was like, just if that's what you're passionate about, go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I hope a lot we
Yeah.
get a bunch of listeners to hear that. They need
Yeah.
to hear
There's only
that.
two of us here, but you
Yeah.
deserve a
Thank
standing
you.
ovation. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it was, I'm not going to lie, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I was just really grateful for that, because in that moment, I decided instead of just letting it keep me down, I chose to really lean into where I was passionate. I leaned into my business, and I kind of never looked back. And here we are 10 months later, and I'm about to potentially close on a life-changing deal that's going to travel my family around the world.
Only
So-
10 months. I mean, only
Yeah.
10 months. That must seem like a lifetime, but
Yeah.
but
Totally.
that is awesome.
That's a very short amount of time. That's incredible.
It is. It is. So I think the biggest thing about that is like the thing that my past self would be proud of my future self is that, I've really built something that not only is going to hopefully take care of my family, relieve me of, that corporate life, but I'm also doing something that's empowering my community. I'm empowering kids, I'm empowering women, I'm empowering corporations, I'm helping people feel more confident about their own safety, their family safety. I feel like I'm really living now in alignment with where my values are. I'm able to spend more time
With
with
your
my family.
purpose.
Yes, exactly. I've got purpose. And I think my past self would be so proud of the fact that I didn't let this one moment in time stifle me, burn me out, and really kind of change who I was. But instead, it really lit a fire and turned me into,
Wow.
somebody I'm really excited to see where my future is. So,
You could say that you viewed it as a no that was actually an opportunity versus
yes.
rejection. That's really
Yes, maybe
amazing.
that's why I like that book so much.
You're like, this is me.
Yeah. They
Is this
told me no, and
about
I'm
me?
like,
I hope that maybe after you are well into this journey, that you can come back maybe and talk to us about where your life would have been if you still went down that corporate.
Have
And
you ever
then
thought about
right.
that?
your life, yeah.
I know when I'm building this business, but there are moments where you're like, okay, today's a great day. I made a sale. Tomorrow, oh my gosh, we're going to starve to death. You have those moments, and on those weak moments, I definitely was applying for jobs, and I had a few job interviews. And one of the job interviews that I'm pretty sure I would have gotten, I had 3 interviews with them before I pulled the plug. I'm just very thankful because it kind of reminds me now, like, if I can look back 10 months ago and just tell myself, hey, you're about to lose something big and it is going to be scary, but it is actually the beginning of everything that you've been waiting for. It's just, I think my past self would really be proud of where I am right now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
makes my heart feel so happy for you and your
Me
family.
too.
and it's total, change from where I was going, but super, super happy with how things have panned out. And I just feel like my life is good. My life is whole, and I'm living a life that really does align with my values and my purpose. And, empowering people is something that's just very near and dear to me. So,
Yeah. But what qualities about you have gotten you from, point A to point wherever you're at? Your fearlessness, your ability to spin a no into an opportunity. I mean, what else? Your
I think
perseverance.
I think my resilience and my perseverance are definitely the biggest things. So, like, I didn't share this already, but I got into self defense as a passion project solely because I literally had a panic attack in a Costco parking lot. It was right after my twins were born. My husband was working literally 24/7, and I was doing all 3 kids by myself and life. And we were at Costco, and I'm trying to put one baby into the car seat. I have one child still in the stroller. At this time, my 7-year-old was 4. She's running around the car, not paying attention, not listening, of course. And I had a panic attack because I knew at that moment that if somebody were to be watching me, I was a prime target. I was distracted. I was frustrated. My purse was on the other side of my car. Like, you could have done
A
anything and I
hot
wouldn't
mess,
know
one
what to
could
do.
say.
Hot mess. Exactly. And it was in that moment that I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just be a sitting duck. I don't want to have this be what shapes me into who I am. And so it was another one of those tough moments that I was like, I want to learn self-defense. And there were no classes. So I'm like, well, if there are no classes, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to get certified just to teach myself and my family. And that kind of bug in my ear of like, well, if I'm learning this, other people should be learning this. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't not think about it for like 2 weeks until I started teaching. But I think that resilience that I have is probably one of the biggest shapers of who I am.
Are we so lucky to have Theresa as a guest
We
on our
are.
podcast?
Aw, thank you. Like, this is fun.
Yeah, it is fun, right?
It
We're
is.
telling everybody it's fun to be on our podcast.
It is fun. Be on the podcast.
Thanks, Theresa. You know what? I'm going to pull that as a soundbite and put it on our
Do it, do it.
social
Hey,
media.
just out of
guys are
curiosity,
awesome.
so you had been on a podcast before. How did we measure up?
Oh my gosh. It was casual, and the other one was really focused on the self-defense business, which I'm fine with. That's
Sure.
what it was.
Yeah.
But it was I I don't know how to describe it. It just felt so kind of sterile and stale and just really,
Clinical, a little bit.
yeah. Whereas this just feels like 3 friends talking.
Yeah.
We
You know what?
did it.
Alternative podcast name, Three Friends Talking. I love that so much.
Oh, I like that.
We're going to rebrand. We'll give you credit.
That's the episode name.
That's the episode name.
It has been a pleasure, and we get to hear your stories, and that's the thing, is the story of Theresa and any of our guests, and so hopefully they feel the same way.
You guys are awesome, though. Like,
well.
this is so fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for saying yes to my shameless proposal at a group hour.
I loved
training.
it. I'm like, if she's going to promote it, I'm going to take her up on it.
Yeah,
I was not planning to
absolutely.
do that. So we were introducing ourselves first day in the morning. You know, the trainer's like, tell us, you know, whatever you want to say. And I'm like, and here's something random. I have a podcast. And if you want to be a guest on my podcast, please do. And then I sat down and I was like, why did I do that? That was so silly of me. But now we have
I
Theresa.
loved it.
Oh, thank you. Was it fearless? Maybe.
It was fearless.
You're fearless.
Yeah.
So, Theresa, thanks so much for your time. We just appreciate you so much. And
Thank you, guys.
The positivity you brought on the podcast. I'm hoping that listeners can glean the same insights that we got to in the last hour, and we just feel very lucky.
Aw, thank you both so much. This
Thank
was
you.
a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
And we'll talk soon. Thanks, Theresa.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Theresa was so impressive and fun to chat with.
So fun and easy to chat with. It seems like that's been the case with all of our guests. So tell me a little bit about what from Theresa's conversation has stuck with you.
You know, so many things. I love when she says she's fearless. I mean, all of us, you know, I'm a 60-year-old man. I've done some interesting things. And I still, you know, I wade in sometimes slowly, and we all have insecurities. We all have doubts. And, you know, her story of, I got told I lost a job I'd had 10 years, that could crumble a person real quick. And but not Theresa. She was like, okay, that happened. Let's saddle up and figure out what we're going to do next. And she already knew where her passion lied. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go in that direction. Another thing that I'm going to look into that Theresa had mentioned is the book that she is halfway through. She's halfway through it, and she's already using it in her real world life and using it successfully. Never split the difference. I'm going to get it.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really happy about in Theresa's conversation? I mean, we bounce back and forth between her business and the self-defense passion project, and but I'm so glad towards the end when she told us about the moment when she was like, wait a minute, I need some tools, when she was in the Costco parking lot.
Yep.
Because that was kind of the origin story of how she got to be where she is
started.
now. Yeah. And I'm really glad that she shared that, because it could have been, you know, anything that brought her to this moment. But that luckily ended up being a very benign situation, but a situation where she was like, I need to get it together. This was messy, and it cannot be like this every time. Luckily, I'm safe right now, but that might not always be the case.
Well, I mean, she made it sound like it was a defining moment in her life and her family's life.
Speaking of her family, I loved her answer for the live performance that left a big impression on her.
Sounds like this young lady already has self-confidence.
I wanted to say to Theresa, and I hope she hears this part, is that courage doesn't come from anywhere. That is something that she raised her daughter to be. She and her husband together raised her daughter to be. So, good job. Good job, Mom.
And those little kids, they are watching everything. And so when you're having bad moments, they're seeing how you're responding. And when you're having good moments or resilience or powering through something, they see that and they're going to emulate that potentially.
That's true. Well, this has been another episode of Porch Swing People, or as Theresa taught us today, three friends talking.
Porch Swing People out. Porch Swing People is recorded and produced by Lex and Gibby. Opening music was written and produced by Michael Gibson. Porch Swing People is a podcast featuring everyday people. If interested in being a guest, email us at porchswingpeeps@gmail.com.